Hey guys, so my brother came to me with his Harley. He got 010 FLH. Front headlight gone, just gone. Down the highway, I'm sure you guys been there. So we're gonna switch it out, but we're not gonna go OEM. We're gonna go upgrade. We're gonna do Halo. My brother got himself Hogworkz. We'll get more into that later on, but it's the one you need to get. We're going Halo because you want to see when you're hauling ass down the highway. So I kind of told my brother this is going to be a one beer take because it's super quick and super easy to do. So it comes with a bracket so you can mount it, and then it also comes with the hardware and the harness. It's going to be really, really quick. I think without having to go to my toolbox a bunch of times that we're going to just need a regular Phillips screwdriver and maybe a little tiny wrench. I got a needle nose and I got a crescent, and of course a headlight because I can't see for shit.
Can we see the light?
So going into that, we're gonna dismount your actual main cover. There's one screw down here that'll actually release your bevel, and that's pretty much it. Your bevel will come right out from there, and you don't gotta undo it all the way. Just enough for it to come off the lip of the headlight. And that's pretty much it. Separate your bevel, open it up just a little bit. And of course, I need to undo it a little bit more. There you go. So I'm actually gonna just undo it all the way. Screw's gonna come completely out. And we're gonna try to do this without scratching the paint. So you separate these two ends and it should come out. There we go. You wanna be nice and gentle when you're doing this. And it does kind of have a knife edge to it, so make sure, I should be wearing gloves, but you wanna feel what you're actually touching, but you could cut yourself, so be careful, guys.
Like you're a pro.
We try. We try to act like we know what we're doing. We're gonna try to do this on one take. All right, we're gonna set this down. We're gonna go after the actual headlight now. The headlight has a couple screws for the actual base. We're gonna do the actual screws. It's the very bottom one.
In there.
Yeah, it's the very bottom one.
There's one
That
in the
top one,
bottom?
that top one is actually to adjust your headlight. So if you want to point it down, you want to point it up. That's your actual adjustment, actually. We're winging this, guys.
Extra tip.
Extra tip. So now we actually got your base. And I just realized we are gonna need other tools. You're actually gonna need your Torx. This looks like a T20, maybe a T25. And let me get that out and then we'll continue forward, guys. All right, guys, so yeah, it's actually a T25. And I happen to actually have one. I'll have to go back to my workshop to get it. So all right, guys, so T25, I'm gonna kind of cheat and use a drill. You know, if you guys are working from your house and you guys don't have a drill, well, that sucks. Get a drill. It makes life so much more easier. And typically, when I'm doing stuff like this, guys, and I don't have a lot of hands or help, and I'm dropping nuts and screws like you tend to do, I like having a magnet. Because when they fall, like this one is falling, you can still grab it with the magnet. All right, so now this headlight's ready to come out. So 4 screws, and your headlight comes out. And this is your only plug that you actually have. So it just pulls straight out. And there you go. Now we're ready for the new. All right, there we go. So here comes your bevel. There's your bevel right out. Your new headlight.
Can we see the new headlight?
The new headlight. Here we go. Check it out. Bling, bling.
Dope.
Bling, bling. So you want to know your pitch. So this is going to be your pitch right here with the spring. And that's gonna be your adjustment. So when you adjust your headlight, you go up and down. So that is gonna be top dead center. So now you know how to actually install your headlight. So your headlight's gonna go top to bottom.
And how do you know what is the top and the bottom?
The main, these are your main lights. So you got your high beam and then you got your low beam. And then these are all show. These are all just to make this thing look cool. Which it does a really good job. It looks really freaking cool. And there's actually a slot. Oh, you know what, guys? I'm telling you guys wrong. Backwards, I'm sorry. So the big dome is gonna go underneath.
And always double check your work, right?
Always, always. This is not a speed game. You just wanna make sure you do it right and do it once. And I'm over here making myself look dumb because I can't find the right. There's actually a slot. This thing actually has slots right here. 1, 2, and 3, which I should have been counting. So 1, 2, and 3 slots. And those will fit right in. So let me actually just look at it and then get it in properly for you guys, so I'm not wasting you guys' time. Because I'm sure you guys want to see this thing lit up and done like I do. And I got my brother kind of looking over my shoulder, waiting for his bike to be done. So we're trying to make everyone happy and not waste too much damn time. So
Let's see what Hogwartz got to offer.
yeah, let's see what Hogwartz is about. There we go.
So it helps if you turn it over, right?
Yeah, if you turn it over, you can actually see where it notches in, the 3 notches. And that's it. So now we got it in place. And now we're gonna put our actual lock ring back in. So now we're gonna line this back up. And this part doesn't really matter. Just make sure you line up all 3 holes and you're good to go. Some people always say, like, do you Loctite this stuff? And me personally, I would not Loctite this. I know there's gonna be a lot of comments saying you should Loctite everything on a Harley. But realistically and common sense wise, you have literally 2 threads that's gonna actually thread. And there's no way Loctite is gonna hold in between those 2 threads.
And Loctite means
Loctite is a glue.
over-tighten?
No, Loctite is an actual
okay.
glue. It's a glue for Harleys. If you're a Harley guy, you know about Loctite because you Loctite your whole entire bike. This bike is held together by nuts, bolts, and Loctite.
Blue or red?
Blue and red.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're good with just tightening them?
Just
by
tighten
hand?
them down.
Okay.
And then when you ride, you know, you're going to always want to do your pre-checks. But this is probably not going to be one of the checks that you actually check. Just because it's being held in by this bevel, and it's also going to be held in by the actual the cover over itself. So it's being held twice. So it's not too much to actually be concerned with. And this kit comes with your actual piece where you can actually make your electrical connection, which is awesome because back in the day you would have to do a
Splice.
you have to splice it in. Yeah, exactly. You have to splice it in. It was a pain in the butt. This is plug and play. You can't get no more easier, especially if you're like a little do-it-yourselfer and your wife wants you out of the freaking garage and back inside. Actually, it came with a harness for a newer bike. This one actually doesn't need it. This one actually plug right in and go. And since I don't want to scratch anything, it's always good to have a second pair of hands. Let me get a second pair of hands.
Yes, sir.
Instead of holding that beer, you can hold his headlight. Come over here. All right.
All right.
Hold it right here for me. I'm gonna actually just plug this in. Simple. You can't mess this up, guys. So just there you go. Squeeze tight. Some people like to go the extra mile and put black tape on that, but we don't have to go all
Like you're
crazy.
plugging a light into
Yeah.
a socket?
Exactly. Simple. Simple. And then that's it. It gets lined right back up. And that's pretty much it. You got your headlight right there, ready to go. We're gonna go ahead and put the screws back in. Hold this in place. And it's pretty much that easy, guys. Really that easy. And it sucks you have to pay a bunch of money for something so cool. But you guys all know, if you guys have Harleys, you guys all know. Barnett wants you to come on in, spend your money. Spend your money.
$100 an hour.
Hell yeah, $100 an hour from Barnett, depending on what city you guys are at.
Mm-hmm.
But
It takes what, like 10 minutes?
10 minutes, 10 minutes. And then you got you know, the sense that you did it yourself. You need to actually tell your wife you're a handyman. Little does she know,
All of a sudden.
2 screws later. But I'm gonna tell my old lady, babe, it's gonna take me about 3 hours to get this headlight in. She doesn't need to know how long it actually took.
So you're trying to stay out the house is what you're saying.
Trying to say that this is a lot of work to do all this. And I'm saving us money because we're not going to Harley, babe. You know?
So we could go shopping.
Sure. They're actually drilling and tightening this back up. You always want to do everything hand tight. This fiberglass, it will strip. If you do come across a bolt that's actually not threading right, there's a bunch of tricks. Usually I'll get like I'll do a soldering iron and I'll actually put the soldering iron into the hole where the screw goes and melt those plastics. And then when you're screwing in your screw, it'll rethread it in case you get into that situation. Or you can put toothpicks in there, something so that your screw actually has something to grab onto. So now we're gonna put back this holding. I don't actually know what this is called. I think that's actually your bevel. But we're gonna put this guy right back in. And it's pretty much that. That's it, guys. We're at the home stretch of getting this done. And like I said, 1 beer. It took us 1 beer, guys. Bunch of takes. It took us a bunch of takes. We're not gonna show you all the mess ups we made. But it's that simple. Easy peasy. Still good just to do all this.
And we'll come back for the results.
Alright guys, so the last part is putting your chrome piece. Actually holds everything together. And make sure that you're actually set the very bottom of your fairing so it actually grabs, and then you put in your screw and that's it. We're ready to go. We're ready to turn this guy on, see what it does. And technically me, I would actually, when I first wired the harness in, I would have turned on the bike to actually make sure it works, so you don't go through all this trouble and then you have to take it all back apart to make sure you connected it properly. But I just know it's gonna work. We have faith in Hogworkz. And like I always do, having trouble finding the hole, the right one. I'm doing it right now. There we go. Found the hole right there. We're gonna put in the little nut. That's why I got some needle nose, just because I got kind of big fingers and just makes life easier. Grab that right there. Ready to go. And then we're gonna get this guy right in here.
I never thought about using needle nose for that.
Yeah, just makes life easier. You always wanna make your job as easy as possible.
Work smarter, not harder.
Exactly. Look at that. My big old chunky fingers are not in the way. And this actually, you guys actually want to kind of torque down. If you are going to use Loctite, this is where you want to use it, on this nut. And that's pretty much it, guys. We're done. Done. Final results, guys. You guys ready? Let's see what this looks like. Bam! We got halos. See the highlight. Boom. This thing looks so good, we're gonna have to change out these side markers too. Can't be in there with a bad freaking light.
Yep.
And have these old school lights still. So that's it. Hope you guys think this is easy enough for you to tackle yourself. And if you don't, I'm in El Paso. Send you back to me. I'll put it on for you. Charge you Harley Davidson prices. No, just playing, guys. You have a good one. Take it easy.